the single biggest, most important goal of Indian foreign policy. China and Pakistan are fused like this. Okay? Now let me tell you what that means. Well, let me tell you what that means. It means, sir, अगर आप समझना चाहते हैं मैं समझा दूंगा थोड़ी देर बाद.
Please.
समझा दूंगा सर.
Please, आप
समझा दूंगा तो बैठ जाएंगे सर. Don't worry, I am ready to do it. What happened actually, the truth of what happened, because I have to say that. What happened is that the government of India thought they were fighting Pakistan. And when they arrived, they suddenly realized that they were not fighting Pakistan, they were fighting China and Pakistan. Yes. Meaning that the Pakistani army was attached. Pakistani Air Force was attached to the Chinese Air Force. And not only that, the doctrine of the Pakistani Air Force was completely changed. The information available to the Pakistani Air Force was completely changed. And the Chinese were feeding information, critical battlefield information, satellite information, targeting information to the Pakistanis. And if you don't believe me, one second. If you don't believe me, General Rahul Singh, during a FICCI event, May 11th, when the DGMO level talks were going on, Pakistan actually was mentioning, we know that you such and such important vector is primed and ready for action. I would request you to perhaps pull it back. And he says, so it is very clear they were getting live battlefield inputs from China.
So when people ask, sir, what brought end to fighting? What brought cessation of fighting? Sir, the Indian armed forces did not require anybody else. The Indian armed forces achieved that. Yes. Anybody, I want to say this, sir. Anybody who says that some other party brought this about is disrespecting the Indian armed forces. The Indian armed forces ensured this. It was our bombing, it was our strikes, it was our destruction of the airfields. That is what happened on 10th May. That is why the phone call came. That is why they said, okay, we are now willing to accept this. So I think when people, for scoring political points, should not get so carried away that they then decry the great achievements of the Indian armed forces for which we are all gathered here. I mean, how low can your politics go? So sir, I want, sir, to now come to where we are. Now, I used, sir, the word new normal. I understand there were some objections. Some people thought it's not the right word. I will rephrase it, sir. There are two normals. There is a Congress normal, which I spoke about, and there is a Modi normal. Okay? And let me tell you, sir, what is the Modi normal? The Modi normal is terrorists are not proxies. Number two, cross-border terrorism will get appropriate response in our way at our time. Three, talks and terror will not go together.
Please, John Britas.
If there are talks, it will only be about terror. Number four, we will not give in to nuclear blackmail. And number five, terrorism and good neighborliness cannot go together. And therefore, sir, blood and water will not flow together. And I know some members raised some issues about it, but I want to say, dams may have taken years to build before. This is Modi government, things are different, you will see the change on the ground. Yes. And again I repeat, blood and water will not flow. Now sir, some issues have been raised in the debate. With your indulgence, I would like to address some of them. Many of them related to China. That there is a China-Pakistan nexus. And today, sir, people are offering great wisdom on China. In fact, some people have even said that I am not that well versed on China. Sir, I've only spent 41 years in foreign service, only been the longest serving ambassador. But sir, there are China gurus now. One, sir, is honorable member sitting across me, whose affection for China is so great, sir. उन्होंने एक संधि बना ली थी चाइना और इंडिया की, चिंडिया. तो इतनी मोहब्बत थी सर कि उसको संधि बना ली. अब सर इनको छोड़िए. इनके अलावा एक और चाइना गुरु है. अब सर अब ऐसा है सर.
जयराम जी
सर, हो सकता है कि चाइना पर मेरे यहाँ से कुछ कमी हो, क्योंकि सर, वन, आई डिड नॉट गेट चाइना टीचिंग बाय गोइंग टू ओलंपिक्स. किसी ने मुझे बुलाया नहीं सर. आई वॉज नॉट अ स्पेशल पर्सन. तो कुछ लोग जो हैं उनका चाइना ज्ञान जो है ओलंपिक्स जाने से हुआ. अब सर कभी अब सर जब ओलंपिक्स में गए, किनसे मिले और क्या हस्ताक्षर किया, उसकी तो बात ही नहीं करते. और सर जो मिले वो खाली चाइना से नहीं थे सर, कहीं और से भी थे. तो उसको मैं छोड़ देता हूँ सर, मैं बात नहीं करता उसके बारे में. पर सर कभी कभी क्या होता है कि जब ओलंपिक्स की क्लासरूम होती है ना, जब ओलंपिक्स की क्लासरूम होती है, कहीं सर कुछ बातें छूट जाती तो प्राइवेट ट्यूशन भी लेना पड़ता है. तो ये प्राइवेट ट्यूशन चाइनीज एम्बेसडर से लेते हैं. तो चाइनीज एम्बेसडर को घर में बुला के प्राइवेट ट्यूशन लेते हैं. तो अब ये चाइना गुरु का कहना है सर कि चाइना और पाकिस्तान आज बहुत नजदीक आ गए. सर है, हकीकत है. पर कैसे पास आए सर, कैसे नजदीक आए? क्योंकि हम लोगों ने बीच में पीओके की धरती छोड़ दी थी. हम लोगों ने सर, ये चाइना पाकिस्तान की बात कब से शुरू हुई? 62-63 से शुरू. 63 में पाकिस्तान ने चाइना को शशगम वैली दिया सर. 67 में काराकोरम हाईवे की प्लानिंग शुरू हुई. 88 में काराकोरम हाईवे खत्म हुई सर. 88 में 86 आप जानते हैं सर किसकी सरकार थी. 67 में पाकिस्तान चाइना का मिलिट्री कोऑपरेशन 67 में शुरू हुआ सर. और न्यूक्लियर कोलैबोरेशन 76, 10 साल बाद. तो जब सर यहाँ के प्रधानमंत्री पाकिस्तान और चाइना 80s में जा रहे थे और कह रहे थे कि इन दोनों के साथ समझौता होने वाले, दैट वाज द वेरी टाइम व्हेन द न्यूक्लियर कोलैबोरेशन वाज एट इट्स हाइट. अब आगे बढ़िए सर. 2005 में पाकिस्तान ट्रीटी ऑफ फ्रेंडशिप, पाकिस्तान चाइना ट्रीटी ऑफ फ्रेंडशिप. 2006 में पाकिस्तान चाइना फ्री ट्रेड एग्रीमेंट. 2013 में ग्वादर पोर्ट की ट्रांसफर. 2005 में हम्बनटोटा पर हस्ताक्षर. 2008 में काम शुरू हो. तो जब आज बात करते हैं सर कि चाइना पाकिस्तान नजदीक आ गया है सर, हमें पता है, हकीकत है, हम इसके साथ डील कर रहे. पर यह कहना कि ये अचानक हो गया और मैं चेतावनी दे रहा हूं और किसी को पता नहीं है, साहब आप हिस्ट्री क्लास में सो रहे थे.
आपको पता है.
तो अब सर मैं ये भी कहना चाहता हूं, आप जो चेतावनी दे रहे हैं सर, वो 10 साल, वो यूपीए के दशक में देखिए क्या हुआ. और मैं जानता हूं सर उसे.
If you had listened to me here, you would not have lost those 5 planes. If you had listened to me and you had said that yes, the Chinese and the Pakistanis are fused, sir, EM, External Affairs Minister says, yesterday in his speech, he says, the two-front war concept is a very old concept. I don't know what he's talking about. The two-front war concept is gone. It doesn't exist anymore. There is now a unified front concept where there is only one unified single front. And war is going to be held on multiple domains: space, electromagnetic, cyber, undersea, air, space, air, land, sea. So he does not even understand the basics of warfare. He's talking about two fronts. That ship has sailed long ago. Speaker, sir, how did this integration between Pakistan and China take place? I want to make it clear. There is a center called CENTIAC, Center for AI and Computing, that was built in Pakistan with Chinese help. That was built in Pakistan with Chinese help. And the aim of the center is to integrate the Pakistani Air Force with the Chinese Air Force and make and transform the Pakistani Air Force into a network-centric Air Force. Speaker, sir, as I speak, and since 2021, Pakistani officers, strategic officers, have been embedded in the PLA's Western and Northern Theatre Commands. They are sitting there, coordinating. So it is important to understand that you did not have political will, that you did not give freedom of maneuver, but there is another problem. And the problem is that we are now facing not just China, not just Pakistan, but China and Pakistan fused as one militarily. Speaker, sir, it is dangerous in this time for the Prime Minister to use the forces to protect his image. It is dangerous for the country. The forces should only be used in national interest. The forces should be used with freedom. If you want them to be used, you want to unleash a tiger, free him. Do not tie his hands behind his back. Do not go to the Pakistanis and say, listen, don't escalate. Then go all the way. Then fight properly and defeat them once and for all. Don't have President Trump tell you that I have stopped the war 29 times. Have the courage to tell him, no, to hell with you. You can't stop any war. We're going to fight. Speaker, sir, there is also I don't mean to keep mentioning External Affairs Minister, but it comes up because he's central to this discussion. I want to finish by telling you about something he said that shows the complete bankruptcy of the foreign policy of this government. Please remember that not a single neighboring country, not a single country condemned Pakistan. Not one. They condemned terrorism, they didn't condemn Pakistan. This is something that he didn't say. Now listen to what he has to say. And this shows you the mindset of these people. This explains why in his entire discussion yesterday of 1 hour, the defense minister did not say the word China. This explains it. And let me read the quote from the External Affairs Minister. Look, China, are the bigger economy. What am I going to do? As a smaller economy, am I going to pick a fight with the bigger economy? It is not a question of being reactionary. It is a question of common sense. Meaning he is scared. And this is the point. The point is that we are now facing in front of us Chinese and Pakistani fusion. And it is a very dangerous time. As you can see, it is a very dangerous time. And we cannot afford a Prime Minister who does not have the courage to use the army the way it has to be used. We cannot afford a Prime Minister who does not have the guts to say from here that Donald Trump is a liar. He didn't stop India from fighting. Okay. He's lying about the planes. Okay. We need a Prime Minister who completely frees the army, frees the Air Force, frees the Navy and says, go, khatam karo kaam ko, like Indira Gandhi did. Thank you, Speaker. Sir, I'd like to end by saying this entire discussion is about the people who died in Pahalgam. It is a tragedy, and it was very disturbing to me, again yesterday, where they were talking about everything. They were talking about Pakistan, they were talking about everything, but they did not mention the people who died in Pahalgam. So let me finish.
Finishing. Otherwise, you are not allowing, sir, LOP. Only this time, only allowing. Other time, mic is not allowed.
Sir, do not allow India to be reduced to a battlefield where large powers are fighting. We have to navigate. We have to protect our interest. Second, to the Prime Minister, the nation is above your image, above your politics, and above your PR. The forces are above your PR, your image, and your politics. Have the humility to understand that. Have the dignity to understand that. And do not sacrifice the armed forces and national interest for your own petty political gains. Thank you, sir.